Well, good evening, sugar.
Good evening, Vernon.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. I'm just over here
Trying
sharing
trying to see if we
with
get
this.
it. You started to share?
We are live.
Very good.
Yay.
So we're getting it halfway right, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting
Alrighty
there. We're
then.
getting there.
We get in there. We get in there. Let me turn my phone down because my phone don't ring unless I'm on TV or unless I'm on the phone. Then it start ringing.
Murphy's Law, whatever can happen will.
Yep, that's Murphy's law.
It's Murphy's
Sure,
Law.
sure is Murphy's law. All right, what
So
we
how
gonna?
was your day?
Oh, it was busy, sugar. It was busy today. And tonight too. Like I say, uh, was tied up in a project and forgot almost that we had a show.
I know you always forget about me.
Yeah, well, what can I say, sugar? What
You
can
know
I
what? I
say?
want to share this idea with you that I had.
Okay.
You know how they have babysitters for grandparents? They have
Yeah.
a program, an organization for the elderly, and you can have your child adopt a grandparent. I think that's how it works.
Oh, really?
You heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking instead of adopt a grandparent who, as a child, there are a lot of lonely, um, not necessarily, but men who would love to just be able to have someone to go to dinner with. You know, they
We
can have communication. So I was thinking maybe I could start something like that instead of adopt a grandparent. No, it could be just going out to lunch or to dinner for elderly men. Not a dating service. It's nothing like a dating service. It is dinner only, conversation only. You drive
no sex.
separately, you leave separately. Stay on track, okay? Just stay on track. No sex.
Focus. Okay. Your internet your Wi-Fi is a little acting up tonight.
How do you know it's not yours?
Cause you don't hear me skipping and having it. In other words, that's what you
What? I
see.
know
That
what
what you
it
do. That was
is.
what on your end. You look like this.
Let me, I don't know
So
what to do about that.
let me see if I can lower your bandwidth. Sometime that help. How you close to your? Are you close to your modem?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm never close to mine.
Okay. Um, I don't know. Just continue, sugar. I don't know. Just hoping we don't run out of.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
just
anyway,
continue.
the
hmm
idea. So what do you think about the idea?
Um, I was looking at last night, Lavenda. It was the did you ever see the Daily Show? You familiar with the Daily Show?
That's familiar.
And they had a skit, a segment on there last night, very similar to what you're talking about. But this is a thing. It is a thing called I forgot what they called it now. Um, but it's more like a professional Cutler. That's what it was. Cutlass, called a cutlass, and you hire this service to come in and just cuddle with you for an hour or two, however
Oh,
long you want to do.
Cutler.
Cutler.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? I had never heard of that before. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's similar
I'm
to
not
what you're
going to
talking
sound
about.
crazy because it's office. No, it's not similar at all, Vernon.
Okay.
There's no. I said going to dinner. Somebody may just want somebody to go to dinner, conversation. It's a lot of people that are by themselves
Mm-hmm.
and probably just want, hey, I wish I had to talk to. So you call the number and you pick a place, you pay the fee. You don't even have to buy that person's meal. Or should I say buy my meal? Because I would be the person. I'm the only person. I'm not going to hire other women. I'm the
Oh, you
person.
would be the date. You would be somebody's date. Oh
Well, if
Lord
you want to call
Jesus.
it date, it's not
Well,
a dating
okay.
service.
How would you?
Date
Well,
out of
okay.
there.
Companion. What would you name it? But you
It's
might be
just,
on to something, Lavender.
I
I mean, I think they still
know.
do that in maybe under another name. For an example, if I was single and I had this affair to go to and I didn't want to go alone, and then I hire a professional to go along with me to be my
Like escort
companion,
service.
an escort. Well, don't say escort because you know what that kind of leads to. A name by any other
Oh,
word is still a name, but
yeah.
I don't think you would get many takers on it because they will assume escort with sex and prostitution and stuff like that.
That's a shame because I
But they
didn't
do
think
that.
that.
Well, you don't think that, but a lot of people do. That's the first thing comes out. You're talking about with an escort service. You know that's nothing but in my mind and in most people's mind, when you have an escort service, that is kind of like private prostitution. You know,
Okay.
that
Well, let's get back on track
even
to
though
mine.
okay, even though it
Let's
may
get
be
back on track to mine.
okay, hang on for a minute.
Mine is
Even though it might not be, that's what people perceive it to be. So what I'm saying, I think
right.
your idea is a great idea, but we got to name it appropriately. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay, well, I haven't gotten to them yet. What do you think about the concept? It's dinner only. There are no
yeah.
events. There's no, I got a show that I want to go to, a ball. It's dinner. So I'll always be around other people. And I will even have my own, I don't want to say a bodyguard, but just to make sure I'm. So it's just dinner. You pay $100 an hour. And you don't even have
Sound
to
to
pay
me.
for mine. Pay for your, huh?
I don't know from a male's point. You want to hear from a male's point of view?
Of course, I'm asking you.
Okay, I wouldn't hire you because all thing I'm doing is paying you to go out to feed you. No,
No,
yeah, I'm gonna pay you $100
listen.
plus I have to buy you a meal too, and then all I'm gonna get is just a.
You see, you're not. You don't listen. You don't listen well. I said twice. You do not have to buy the meal. You pay the $100. You buy your own meal.
Go
You don't
Dutch.
have to use your gas to pick me up or drop me off. We meet at the restaurant of their choice, $100 an hour, and we talk. You'd be surprised how many people just want conversation, who just want some company, who might get tired of eating alone. I don't know what that feels like. I love by myself at home. Uh, I'll go out sometimes by myself and have a meal. But it's been a holiday. A lot of people just find
Your Wi-Fi
themselves,
is horrible.
okay, you want to cancel the show?
No,
Do
I
it
don't
another
want to
night?
cancel. No, I don't want to cancel the show, but talk a little bit slower because your Wi-Fi is. When you do certain moves, it gets a little. It's horrible. But go ahead,
Okay, I'll be
continue.
still. Be still. Okay,
Okay,
so I lost my train of thought, but
but you was talking
so you
about
think that's a
you.
good
You was
idea?
saying the last thing you was telling me is that a lot of folks don't want to eat alone, and
That's right.
they would pay hundred
Right.
dollars for somebody to eat with them.
Yeah.
I be damned.
It's a service. I know a lot of men with money. So I'm not looking for that man sitting at home waiting for his Social Security check. I'm going to take advantage of people. These are people who pay for these type
Well,
services
what do you
anyway.
care whether he got Social Security as long as he's willing to pay? So
That's
what?
the market. That's the market. I'm not looking. That's not the market. You said $100 too much, so I'm not even looking for anybody like you. If you think that's too much, you're not that market.
No, it wouldn't work for me because I
People
could have
pay for what they want.
I could have them paying for my bills, so I don't have to worry about that. So it ain't for me. They'll pay me $100 just to have them lunch with me. See,
Well, what would you pay?
huh?
This is you're getting good
No.
conversation. You're getting good company.
Well,
What
I'm
would you
sure
pay?
I'm sure somebody would pay. I don't know. I can't. You don't. I don't know that. I guess it's if that your price, if people wanted your company, they're probably willing to pay it. I know a man would probably pay it right now to pay you $100 to have lunch with you. I know your very first customer.
Okay.
Okay, so
And then gas. My gas, so the $100, that's a reasonable price. And you're gonna spend close to that on a date. But for an older, distinguished man who just probably wants, hey, I want to go to dinner. They don't know it's me. These people
well,
may not
how
know
you?
me. They may.
Well, let me ask you this question then: how are you going to compete with the sugar babies?
Again, just find your niche market. These are men who are just looking for a good conversation. Don't want to eat dinner alone. I'm not trying to compete with sugar babies and no. I'll
And,
find
su-
my
and,
niche
and, and
market.
the sugar grandbabies.
Sugar babies.
Mm,
Oh gosh.
I
I
hear
don't know
you.
why, Vernon, but I've been thinking about that for a few
How will you market it?
days. I
Well, I
don't
mean, you
know.
got to well, Lavender, just test like but just test market it, and if it works, it's work. Just go and do a test market on it. Just go out there and advertise yourself and see if you get
I wouldn't advertise
interest.
me. I would advertise a service, so they wouldn't even know.
Well, I know, but
It would
you
be
you
my
are you are going
business.
to be the person that will sit there and listen to him whine for an hour, right?
Talk about all their eggs and Oh my goodness, I'm so tickled.
But I bet you 100 to 1 that people out there to do that. Well, can I contrast with what you were talking about with what I was talking about on the Daily Show? The Cutlers, that was the same thing. Cuddling. The only thing they do, no sex or no anything. Just you cuddle with that person for however long they want to be cuddled, and
Right.
so forth. And that's a real thing. I never knew about that, but that is a real thing that people do,
It's been
and
alive
people
for a while.
and
Been out
people
for a
and
while.
people and people pay for that. So you might be on to something. People might just, a lot of folks don't want to eat alone. Anyway, Lavender, so I hate eating alone, but I do a lot. But I don't know about paying somebody $100 to eat with me. But each to his own.
You're not okay. You're not paying $100 for somebody to eat with you. You're paying $100 for an afternoon or evening of conversation, companionship. Don't look at it. I ain't paying $100. You're not my market. You're not my market. I'm glad I asked you.
Well, okay. Give him a Lavender. Well, give him an email address. Okay. One of you create your Gmail address and says whatever you want to call it, and see if people respond. So, are you interested? Would you be interested in going out? Da 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 da, and test the market and see if it works.
Well, I'm not going to ask anybody if they would be interested. I would find a way to put it out there, and it would probably be word of mouth, like you. Like you said, you know who would be my first
Yeah.
customer. I have an idea who you're talking about. As a matter of fact, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
hey, $100, and it's $100 an hour. You don't get to pay $100 and we sit there for 2.5 hours.
I'm,
No.
I'm gonna float that by him and see what he says. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If he says $100 an hour, now you can. If he tell you that, you can forget it. Okay. Because he
Okay,
would
my market
probably,
either.
huh?
I know my worth. If I'm going to sit there, I'm going to get in my car and come and meet you and give you my time and listen to you talk about your aches and pains.
Just
It's
like I
got to
said.
be worth my time also. But I think the conversation would go well because I love to, I'm not going to say I love to talk. I do. I know how to get people um, to talk who may normally not feel comfortable sharing themselves or talking. I think I'm easy to talk to and I can be a good listener when I want to be. But I think that'll be good. It's a good
Okay.
idea. I don't know how it would start. Maybe, like I said, word of mouth. People. We're in different states, but I would travel. That's
Have
why the cost is what it
you
is.
be like Paladin, huh?
I'll
You
be
know,
what?
like Paladin. You know who Paladin is? Paladin.
Uh-uh.
Have gun will travel. Have
Oh.
have dinner will travel, huh? That'd be a good one. Take it for have dinner with travel service.
Good way to
That,
meet people.
hmm
And there would be a contract. Don't ask me to go to a movie. You cannot ask me about going to an event, a ball. The agreement says
So
dinner.
what you gonna talk about
We
then?
say
How you gonna prevent him from
it
asking
would
you?
be different with each person, Vernon. It would be different with each person.
So you
There,
putting
the
you putting too many
world
rules. You
is
putting
a
too many
big
rules
world
on it.
out there, huh?
You see you putting too many rules on it right now. So I
No, I'm not
well
putting too many rules on it. You said, what would the conversation be
now you
about?
talking about
It's a whole
contracts
world
and
of
all that other kind
topics.
of stuff. Who gonna go through all that just to have dinner?
Vernon, you have to have guidelines. It is for dinner only. The only restrictions I mentioned that you think are too much
I understand that,
is
but what I'm
there's
saying is
nothing after
you got
dinner.
all these
There's nothing
guidelines
after
and
dinner.
you saying they got to have a contract. I mean, who would want to go through all that just to have
The
dinner?
agreement is just an agreement, Vernon. You have an agreement for everything you
A
do in
a
business. You
verbal
have
one,
an
a written
agreement.
one.
Let me finish. Let me finish. You have an agreement. It is for dinner only. So there's no, can we go to a movie? There's no, can we go here? Can we go there? That's the service, is conversation over dinner or over a meal. Meal and mingle, whatever I end up calling it. It's just for if you don't want to eat alone. And there are plenty men. Shoot, if y'all pay $300 for a prostitute, surely you'll pay $100. Everybody don't think about sex like you do, Vernon. Everybody's not thinking, okay,
You want to
can
bet?
we go have sex? Can we meet at a hotel? This is for the intellect. This is for the sapiosexual people. There you go, sapiosexual dinners. Yes. Let's get rid of the riffraff, all those people who want to jump into bed. Look, I'm not trying to do that. This is for a different bracket of people. Book people, intellects.
Well, let me know how that work.
You don't get it
You
because
let me
there's
know
no
how that work
sex
out for you, okay?
involved.
I sure want to see how
You
that
might
works
be
out.
surprised. You're going to see me on the Today Show, a multimillionaire who came up with this simple concept to have dinner. I'm gonna have to go and think of a name and copyright it real quick. Put a trademark on the name.
Chat and what? Maybe you can chat and do
So,
something.
uh,
What you want to call it? Chat
chat and
and.
chew.
I think somebody already got that one already. Pay, chat, and chew.
Huh?
Pay, chat, and chew. I don't know, Lavender. Good luck. Good luck with that one, okay? That bright idea.
It was just an idea. It was just an idea, but I've been thinking about it for a few days.
Well, how you know whether they're gonna work or not until you test it?
Well, I'm talking over it, talking about it with you, throwing the idea out there to see what you thought about it as
I
a
know, but I'm not
man.
gonna be your customer because I ain't gonna pay you no $100 to sit down and eat with me. And I might will buy you dinner to eat with me because I don't want to be alone. But to pay you to eat with me, I'm not. Like you said, I'm not your customer.
See,
So
you keep thinking you're paying somebody to eat with you. It is a service. But this person is giving you time and conversation. It could be just an evening that you would just not forget. You know, you ever have a conversation with a stranger and you think about that, be like, man, that was a good conversation. I enjoyed
okay,
talking to this
okay,
person.
stop then. Suppose why do we have to eat then? Why don't we just go to the park and sit down and talk?
I'm thinking about my safety. I can't, we have to go where people are
So you,
around, you
okay,
know.
so you interjected. I understand that part. Okay,
It's
don't get me wrong on
dinner.
that.
It's
I
dinner.
understand that
It's a
part, but
meal. It's the meal. Don't forget the meal part. It's a meal. Now we're not going to the picnic to the park to have a picnic. You don't know me like that. We're going to a restaurant. Okay? You want to love connection. You got to find somebody else for that. This is just
why
you
do
ever
you
heard of speed dating? You
what
heard of
kind?
speed dating,
Yeah, I
right?
heard of speed dating. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's no dinner involved there. There's no sex involved. There's no, you talk to somebody for what, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. I don't know how long it is. I've never done it before, but these people are just having conversation. There's a goal there of the conversation, is to see how you connect or uh, whatever the reason
Okay,
is. I don't know
okay,
what
okay,
I get
okay.
them
See, now you're talking out
engaged.
of. See how you connect. What you mean about that? See how you connect. Same thing I'm thinking. So
Okay.
Lavender, you might be on something, but I doubt it. No, no, no. What I'm saying,
I
I
love it
think
when
you're
people.
absolutely right. I think there's just going to be a very select few people that willing to do that. Okay,
And
okay.
that's
So,
fine because it ain't, it's not like something I'm going to be doing every day. It's just, hey,
but
I'm
think about.
available.
I want you to consider this. Okay, consider this for
Okay.
1 minute. Okay, don't try to
Okay.
for what it's worth. Okay, anybody, you got to understand. Okay, when somebody asks you to go to lunch with you, right?
Uh huh.
You think it's about lunch. It's never, don't ever believe, it's never about lunch. They ain't taking you to
Yes,
lunch cause,
I do. You want to get to know the person. You want to have lunch,
okay, but
and that's it.
that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. It ain't about the lunch at all. It's about you. They want to know you. They want to get to know you. Why they want to get to know you? For other reasons. They don't care about eating that piece of fish that they ordered on the plate. That piece of fish is a mean to a method. You can share that fish so I can get your attention and your time. And when I get your attention and your time, maybe I can get some word in otherwise that might will further my cause along. So always remember that. Now, if anybody agree to that, I know you're saying, I know you disagree with me when I say that everything leads to sex and everything does. People do not do, and that 80-20. Okay, I just want to clarify that. Okay, 80% of the people wouldn't want to do that. Hopefully, you can find that 20% that willing to do that. That would have lunch with no alternative in mind. Okay, we'll pay you $100 with no alternative in mind, just to sit there And I guess you might be right in one sense of the word, because they do psychologists and psychiatrists the same way. They will do them. They'll sit there and pay a shrink to lay on the couch and tell them about their life story, and they'll listen to them. Maybe you're on something, but I don't
And
know.
don't forget, Bernie, the service.
Do,
It
do,
is a service if you want good
do you dis, do you dis,
conversation and you want to
do you
go out to
discriminate?
eat.
Do you discriminate?
Absolutely
So it can
not.
be a man, woman, or trans, or anybody, a pet.
I said before, it's men. It's men. 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 Older men. Like the adopt a grandparent thing. Older men. You know, it's a lot of, see, I
Okay,
was thinking
you gotta go to the nursing home and
compassion.
have. You gotta go to the nursing home and have dinner with
Uh,
them. You going to the nursing home and have dinner with them? That's a safe place.
let's change the conversation because you know what? I say at a restaurant. Now you going to the nursing home. So if I ever
But
get a business plan, I know I will not be sharing it with you. But you know what I love? I have an idea, and this is why they say don't share your ideas. This is just a thought, Vernon. You know me, being an introvert, I probably would never get this out. But it's a good idea. If I
well,
came out of my comfort zone, I probably would do it. However, um,
but I'm always the one to tell
if it's
anybody, don't know anybody. Stop your dream. It's not your dream, very well may work, because nobody else share your dream but you. But I have to tell you this, like people told me about the TV station, this would never work and stuff like that. So, but just by me telling you that, don't let me stop your dream. I'm just telling you
oh,
some things to
you
think
know
about.
I wouldn't say so much. But you-
But I sure like to be a fly on the
you
wall.
know what?
Hey,
Just like the other
what?
woman.
Why don't you do this for
Just
me?
like the other woman magazine.
Yeah, go ahead.
You
You free.
know, nobody thought. Nobody thought, very few people. I didn't tell quite a few people, but I remember the ones who were like, I don't know. And she's all this now.
You said earlier that you're gonna be safe, so you have your own chaperone as well. Can I be the chaperone? I won't charge you anything to be a chaperone. I just want to sit down across from the other table, just watching you make this happen. You done
Well,
froze
actually,
up,
you would be hard. You would
huh?
be outside. You wouldn't be in the restaurant. You know what?
Well, I
You
know
could,
I. Well,
you
I
could,
know he
you
want to
could
chop your head
manage.
off in the restaurant. You might not come out.
You can set it up for me, Bernie. You know some men who probably just don't want to. You want to have a dinner. You
I told
probably
you.
hesitant when they say how much. You say,
I have to look at it and say, why the hell
I
you
can
want to
give you a
that
referral fee.
that torture? You why do you want to submit yourself to torture? But if you do, okay. But I'm gonna float that idea about to
Referral
the friend of
fee.
mine, a friend of mine that I said I think you might be interested. I'm gonna float that idea by him and see what he say and what will he bite on that. Would he do that?
Okay. Okay.
And see what he says about it. And remind me next time we talk, because we don't get a chance to see each other except on here. And folks were surprised the other day when I told a lady I was at, was it a lady or a man? I was at some event, I was videoing some event, and people always come up and talk to me about our show. And they was talking about television. I said, well, Lavenda's in a whole new state. I said, Lavenda's in Montgomery, Alabama. Or folks that interested in knowing where Lavenda is. Now I told you it's a secret now. But anyway, I said I'm in Florida. I said, oh, I didn't know that. They thought we was. I guess they thought you was here, and everything. So, but at any rate, I will float that idea when we talk again on the next show. I will tell you what that individual thought of that idea. But
Okay.
I bet you he would buy it. I can bet you, but I might be wrong.
Ask Hill too. Ask Mr. Hill what
But
he thinks about it.
okay, I will ask Hill about that. Okay.
Yeah. Not asking Mr. Hill to go. I mean, I just want to know his thoughts on it.
Okay. All right. I would run it by him. When you get through laughing, I'll tell you what he says. Okay.
Oh my goodness, you are too funny tonight. Oh Lord, Jesus, you get me
Mm.
laughing about it. When I get
Why did
my
you come up? Why did you come up with that brilliant idea? Where that come from?
learning, I come up with all kind of ideas. All kind of things go through my little brain. All kind of business ventures, business ideas. I don't know where it came from.
My
It just
my my. My idea of a business is running a relationship bureau.
a relationship video.
Bureau, like a credit bureau, kind of like a
Oh,
relationship
bureau.
bureau.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
you can what you call it, vet people through, dating, just like when you apply for credit, right? They're gonna check your
Uh
credit
huh.
out, or you apply for insurance, they're gonna check your credit out. They do. We do it in every facet of life except for relationships. So I would think that if
They
we
have that. That exists.
where
I have a friend that paid $500 to have people of her. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. She got to go through a list or something and look at profiles, and she chose three.
no,
It
no,
was
that's not
part
what I'm talking about.
of,
No, no, I'm talking about when you find that person you think you're interested in, right? Then you
mhm.
do a thorough background check on his background and his relationship background, not necessarily his credit background, anything like that. I'm talking about the
Okay.
relationship background. You can, and one of the things too, I think what part of mine is that how I would get my data is just like the credit bureau. Folks report you. If you have a good relationship, you report it to Watson's Relationship Bureau. If you had a bad relationship, report it to the Watson's Relationship Bureau. And then when somebody comes in and you meet Mr. X, and then I run Mr. X background, and then you're gonna find out, well, Mr. X on the last two girlfriends loved to open up a can of whoop ass, according to the last girlfriends. Mr. X is an excellent person. He got an X. We'll rate him just like the credit bureau will rate you. We give you a score, a relationship score. You know what I'm saying? If you get an 800, you good to go. If you get a 600, you might not be so good to go. So, so that folks know what risk they're taking whenever they get into a relationship with somebody. Well, don't that make sense to you? You want to
It does, but the whole time you were sharing that, I thought lie on job applications. They will lie about.
Oh, okay. That's my whole point, sugar. You can lie about the relationship, but just like a job application, you think they're gonna take your word for your job application when you lie on it? They're gonna do a background check on you when you on that, so they'll catch you in that lie. Okay, just like you was in the military, you lie on your thing, and then when you get ready for your security clearance, when they do that security clearance on you, they will they will catch them lies. Okay, and so it's
So
the
what do you
same
do?
thing.
Call the people they were in a relationship with?
No, I no, I do that. That's my job, and that's what my service would
Yeah,
do.
that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
would
Is
find
that
out.
what you
And
do?
my
Call.
service would be to find out all I can about that person that you intend to have a relationship with. That I don't already know, but I also will have it open for anybody to report what they want folks to know about their relationship, whether that relationship, and people would be glad to do it because if you got an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend you didn't have a good relationship with, They're gonna be glad to report your ass, okay? That's more important than those that having a good relationship, because if you had a good relationship, you report that too. But more than likely, most folks gonna report the bad stuff, and that's what you really want to know when you get into relationships with somebody. How well they got treated, or what can you expect out of this person? And so, some red flags show up that you want to know. You want to know that, right? I would. So I think you pay a fee, and you know how they got these services now, like you do background checks, like been verified and all those other kind of stuff. You go to Google and
Yeah.
try to get background on people. Same thing, they get
Yeah.
background, but from a relationship point of view.
Okay.
Yeah, I would pay
Sounds good.
if I was going to, if I was serious about somebody and committing a relationship with them, or even to commit marriage with them, I sure want to know what what I'm getting into, and that it'll be worth a few
They would
dollars.
definitely have to do it before they fell in love because people don't listen to the truth. Love is
Yeah,
so
yeah,
blind. They
yeah.
would
That's
have to
true.
do it in the beginning. Yeah.
Well, it's just like anything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you begin a relationship, that's the time to do it. You begin a relationship because you don't want to spend all this damn time and then find out 4 or 5 and a year
What you
into
say?
to a relationship and find out that you got a zero instead of a
Cuckoo for
hero.
Cocoa Puff. What
Well,
you call her?
a zero instead of a hero. Then instead of get you a, you rather make sure that you get a boy ass instead of a broke ass. You know that kind of stuff.
Got me spilled my water all over the place laughing at you. Oh
So
Lord, have mercy.
so that's my dream business of relationships. Okay,
That sounds good.
a relationship bureau.
That sounds good. You know, I recently had a conversation with someone that I hadn't talked to in a long time, and we were just asking each other questions. But I thought about how you said people always send their representative.
Right.
You know, they always send the representative. You just don't know. You just don't know. But that your
And, and,
service.
and my server will vet them. Okay, my server will vet them because everybody gonna put the just like you said, like just for applying for a job. You're gonna lie and embellish and do everything you can to get that job. Okay, so we want to know. I want to know before I hire you, what my chances are that you're gonna be successful in the job. You could have told me you had good 20 years with the employer. When I called an employer, they go, oh hell no. You know, I want to know who was your last girlfriend? Who was your girlfriend before that? Or boyfriend or whatever. And then you call them and said, okay, he said this about this. We had a good relationship. Da, 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 da. But when you get in touch with that ex, and the ex said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. No damn way. Mm-mm. And all the divorcees will be, they'll give you the information for free. Everybody, but it's there for the asking. It's there for the taking. Nobody ever kind of collected it in one source. You know what I'm saying? To um to 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 to, to help folks. I think it's a great
Well,
service. I
you
don't know
need to
why
start that
I don't understand why nobody done it before now. I never
because
understood that.
it's for you to start, and that'll be great when your book comes out to have that service available when your book is published.
Well, they can start now.
Your book of love.
Your book of love, yeah.
Yes,
I'm gonna,
yes. That'll be perfect. That'll be a good. That's a lot of work, though. That business costs a lot of work. A lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of research, and you do not have any more time for another whole thing.
no, but you know, I don't think
Unless
it's
you
a
get
lot of
somebody to manage it for you.
no. Well, yeah, just about. But I can tell you, Lavender, um, with today's technology, and somebody can just I can just probably just create a website just for that, and have people can log in and off the website, and I can and then people can anonymously report stuff or report stuff without through the website. It's kind of like a clearinghouse, and I can bet you that you will have plenty of folks wanting to say things, okay, about that person. Can you imagine for a minute, okay, if you met somebody and you 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 put their name on the website and say, what do you think of, I need to know a little bit about this person, okay? People are going to have comments, good, bad, and indifference about that person.
Right.
They'll submit those comments onto to a website, just like you do Facebook right now. Somebody says, "What do you think about this?" And everybody comments on what you say about Facebook, right? Same kind of a thing.
Right.
And you're gonna have good and bad, but that's good too because then you load it with information. You decide
Yeah.
on the good and the bad and what information you can use or not use. You can throw it away if you want to, if you don't want to
Right.
use it, and so
Right.
forth. So somebody comment, you just reading, or you just ignoring me, or you trying to text your boyfriend and says, "Stay
No,
away from Vernon."
I'm looking to see if there were any comments. I was
Okay,
looking to see if there were any comments. Yeah.
yeah,
Somebody says, I would love to see how that would work. I
I
would love
would
to know how that works.
tell them if you next time you get into a relationship, call the Watson's Relationship Bureau. Okay, email the Watson Relationship at watsonrelationship at
What's the number?
gmail.com. Watson Relationship Bureau at
You are
gmail.com.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? Something you said earlier about if somebody asks you out for lunch,
Hmm.
do you think it's just about the
Lunch.
food? No, they want to get to know you.
Never about the food. It's
But
about your
that could be
time. It's about your time,
right. But
sugar.
that could be it, right? They just want to get to know you. It doesn't have to mean that they
You,
want to
you,
go further.
you know, why would anybody want to get to know you? Think about it for a minute.
Vernon, I'm there. That's me. I like to get to know
Okay, but
people. I like.
like I tell you many times on the show, exclude yourself because you the
I don't
weirdest
want to
person in the
exclude
world.
myself because I'm the person. I'm the one who asked the person to go to lunch. I'm not. I'm talking about me now. So I asked somebody to go to lunch. It's a male. I just want to get to know the person there. So you're telling me that they're thinking that I want something more?
Why
That
would
is
you ask
really
him?
sad.
Why would you ask him to go to lunch?
Why not? To go to lunch. I like to
I
eat. I
want to
want
know
to get to know
why would
you.
you want to get to know them, Lavender?
Okay, it's not a stranger. Person's not a stranger. Just want to get to know the person a little bit more.
Okay, but
That
why?
doesn't make any sense
But
to
why?
you?
No, but why? It makes sense to me, but your motive, what you're saying, don't
Because
make
I don't
sense.
really know the
You
person.
but
I
why
don't
would you
really
want to
know
get
them.
to? Why would you want to get to know them?
I don't know how to answer that question. Why wouldn't I want to get to know? Something
Why
in me
would
wants
you?
to get to know more about you. Maybe it's the journalist in me
The
to ask people
nosiness.
questions about their life. Um,
You sure the
Curious,
journalism
no,
or you
whatever
sure
you want to call
journalism
it,
or nosiness? Got to be two.
whatever you want to call it. I want to know about people's lives. You know, sometimes I will pull up. You know how a car will pull up beside you at a red light. I don't just, if I happen to glance over, I'm wondering, what's that person's story? Where is that person going? Who is that person? Who does that person live with? Are they married? Are they single? Are they happy? I have thoughts like that, but I'm a
You you
writer.
you know what?
So I don't think like the average person. I want to know people. When I walk by somebody, a stranger, I could ask that person 10, 15 questions and say, okay, thank you. Nice talking to you.
You know you kind of remind me of my grandmother, Lavender. My grandmother used to sit out on the porch in a rocking chair, and as cars as cars pass by, she said, "I wonder where they're going. I wonder what they're gonna do." That kind of stuff. Who cares? But she knows that she would. And I said, to me, I thought that was the epitome of being nosy. Well, you want to know where they're going, what they think they're gonna do. I never think about it when I see a car go around, where are they going.
You're just thinking, you
Mhm.
just think some people think differently, Vernon. That's why I did my book, Peeling Back the Layers. But you know what? A friend of mine that I didn't go to, we went to high school at the same time. We weren't in the same school. But she made a comment a few years back on a Facebook post that I had about asking questions. And she said, "You always did ask a lot of questions." And I just hollered. It's like, so I was in high school. I used to ask a lot people a lot of questions. It's just that inquisitiveness. I just want to know. I just want to know for whatever. But as a writer and helping people write memoirs and write books, part of my process is that I will send you 150 questions about whatever the topic of your book is or a particular part of your life that you want to write. I have to delve deep to try to figure it to help you pull that stuff out because people usually only share the surface. And usually when I send them these 150 questions, they're thinking, they'll tell me, I never thought about that. Where'd you get that question from? And one guy, I remember him saying, what does this have to do with my book? Are you serious? So you're writing a memoir and you want a 50-page memoir? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I ask questions and their answers may lead to more questions. You got to develop a story. So everybody has a story. So as I'm driving around doing whatever I do during the day, if I'm out, that's how my mind works. The stories, questions. Um, who are you? Peel back the layers. I mean, it's mind blowing to me how we can just think we know somebody, even our family members. I bet there are things about your twin sister that you don't know. Have you ever sat down and asked her about her life? Have you ever asked her? Somebody asked me this. A gentleman asked me this, and I was very. I don't want to say I was impressed, but I've never been asked this by a person, a man. If there was one thing that you could change about yourself, what would it be? And I guess I was kind of taken aback because I usually ask the question, but they asked me. But have you ever asked your twin sister if there's something, is there anything about your life that you would change? What would it be? Or do you even know what her hobby is? Do you know what she likes to do in her spare time? Do you know what her favorite color is? And you're probably thinking, well, I don't care. It's not that you
Oh,
don't care, it just doesn't matter to you. But that kind of stuff is about getting to know a person. I don't want to just know you on the surface level. I want to know the essence of your being. What makes you do what you do?
for what purpose?
What is my purpose?
For what purpose would you be asking those questions? If I asked my
That's just like,
sister,
what's the purpose of, that's just like asking somebody, what's the purpose of saying where you going? Why do you want to know? Does it have to be a
exactly.
purpose? Can it
Okay,
just be
yes.
because I want
You
to know?
you didn't ask it for
I want to
you
know.
didn't ask it for no reason. You had a reason why you asked those questions. I
I
if
know
I
one more
if
thing
I
about you. I know one more thing about you that I didn't know. Why you want to wait for
how would
somebody to
that
be dead and say,
how
I wonder how she felt about this, or I wonder what Susie would have did, or I wonder what. Well, you've got a
how
lifetime
how
to ask those
how
questions.
how does that help you when you get to answer those questions?
That's my psyche, Vernon. That's my psyche.
I
If
understand that,
you
but
don't
how
give a damn about people, if you don't give a damn about people's what they do and how they do it, that's you. That's how your brain works. My brain
I
works
understand that.
differently.
That's what I'm trying to ascertain. when you ask
I
those
can't tell you
questions,
why I'm
I mean, do you get
why
a
I'm wired that
do
way. I
do?
can't
No, I'm
explain
not.
to
No, I'm
you
not
why I'm
asking you.
wired.
I'm not asking you why how you wired. I know how you wired. That's just how you wired. I'm trying to understand what level of satisfaction you get from knowing. I mean, when you ask those questions, does it do something internal for you that say you make you feel better now that I know you a little bit better? I mean, it's something it has. The
I like
reason
to
I
know
drank
people's
the
story. I
reason I
just like
drank
to know their
wine.
story.
The reason I drink wine is because I want to feel the effects of euphoria. Okay, that's the reason I do things, and that's the reason you do things as well. And that's what I'm trying to understand. What are those reasons? Going back to what you asked
Is
me,
not
have it?
wanting to know their story not enough reason?
But why?
I
But
just want to
what?
know. I'm a writer. I mean, it makes
You're gonna
complete
write a?
sense to
You're
me. I
gonna
can't
okay.
explain
You are
it
you gonna write
anymore.
the? Are you gonna write their book? You probably not.
That's how writers think. It's just like a comedian. Comedians don't think like the average person. So you can say, why would you think like that? But where did that come from? They can't explain why their brain thought this way and you didn't think this way about a particular act they saw somebody do. That's
But
just who they are.
I know that. I'm not questioning that. I know that's why you ask it because your brain is probably wired backwards, upside down, or crossways. Okay,
Twisted, I
but
call it twisted.
okay, okay. But in your twisted mind, that was a twisted reason
Uh,
why you had to ask that question. Why you want to know what about my life I would have changed. I guess you look at me and say, well, damn, you must got a screwed up life, Vernon. What would you do differently if you had an opportunity? And I say, I would be Lavender. And then if I tell you that, what would you do with that information? When I tell you how, and how would that help you? That's all I'm trying to understand. When I ask these people these questions, I got it, what I'm going to do with it, and what value is it to me? Or is I'm just being nosy? I'm just going to get the information and throw it out. I think for me, if I ask you those kinds of questions, Lavender, then I would get some level of satisfaction to either verify in my mind, okay, that's the way she is, or that's the way she thinks. Now I know a little bit about her psyche now. Then it'll give me some level of satisfaction when you tell me that if I couldn't have been a writer, I would have. If I couldn't have been an air traffic controller, I would have been a chaplain's assistant. Okay, because okay, why would you want to be a chaplain assistant? Why do you not want to be an air traffic controller? Why do you want to be a chaplain assistant? Probably because you got tired of that complex job, or maybe you want to get near to God because you want to be a. Is I have some level of satisfaction of understanding why you do what you do. That's all I'm saying to you. For to ask those questions, there's always a reason, always a motive, and there's always a selfish motive why you're asking those questions. Not that you're going to write a book about them. I know you're not going to write a book about them unless they're your client, right? You get quiet
write a
on me.
book about them, no, but I write all the time about my life experiences. I
Hmm.
write all the time about most people that I meet helps me to. I can't explain it.
Can I ask you this question
When
then?
I make an appointment with the psychiatrist, with a psychologist, and lay on their couch and ask them, why do I ask people questions? Then I will let you know because I cannot answer that for
Can I
you.
ask you this?
That's who I am.
Okay. Can I ask you the same this question then? Okay.
Okay.
What would I guess the question that he asked you the same thing. What about if you could change your life? What about your life you would change?
Nothing. Nothing.
Is that what you told that guy?
He was talking about physical.
Hmm? I don't know what he's talking about. I'm
Is
asking
there something
you, what would your
physical?
response to
I'm
him
telling you,
if
Vernon.
you?
I'm telling you what he was asking me. Physical.
Oh,
When
okay.
you look in the mirror, what do you see? Are you happy with yourself? If there was something about your body that you, it was nothing.
That don't make sense to me, Lavinda, because well, maybe you can, but you We're who we are.
What doesn't make
Okay.
sense? The question or the answer?
His question of, if he asked you about what about your body would you change, well, I guess you could if you saying that if you got short hair, no, you got gray hair, and you say, well, I would like to have black hair, okay? I guess, but if you talk about anatomically and stuff like that, we can't change any features. Unless he was talking hypothetically, he was saying if you got big lips and you think that if I could change it, I would have thin lips or something like that, or small ears or big ears or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I assumed in that question that it was something that was within your control that you could change. Physical features and
And
so forth.
that's where he went with it. That's where he went with. We're both prior military service, and we were talking about as we grow older, what kind of shape we're in, and all stuff. And he said basically exactly what you just said.
Hmm.
The part of his body that he chose, he said, "Well, I can't do nothing about that, but everything else, I can work out, I can do this, I can," you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it
Okay.
wasn't just a conversation, okay, you don't like this part of your body. He
Okay.
was
So I,
somewhere
I get the I get the
with it.
essence of I get the essence of your question. You would say, Vernon, you asked me that question. You still there with me, Lavender? Okay. Instead of having that beer keg, and I tell you, I think I would change to have a six pack. Right? Is the kind of answer? Is kind of to answer the question? You kind of like that. I know I done stun you with that question, but I thought you were just frozen by the internet. But you just frozen by.
What were you asking me? What were you asking? I heard the
well,
question,
well,
but
you
were you
was
asking?
asking is something you could change about yourself. When you asked me that question, knowing I got a 40 ounce or a beer keg for a stomach, right? And then you would ask me, well, Vernon, you looking at me and said, Vernon, what would you change about your stomach? Okay, and I guess you would hope, and I said, well, if I could change anything, I think I would prefer a six pack instead of having a big cake like you got. So that was that was some hidden that was some hidden something in that question when he asked you that about that, and some hidden judgmental things that obviously they didn't like about your body or he didn't like about his body. The reason that question came out, I would think. So he had to
Okay. Can I
assess.
ask questions?
Yeah.
Because I ask people questions all the time that they probably don't understand anything about his question. Nothing at all. Um,
You
and
know what?
that was a small part of the conversation and the question. So
Hold on, Lavender.
it probably was.
We
It
we
was.
we done ran out. You know what? We done ran out of time. We out of time.
Okay.
We out of time, sugar. We got to go. You got to You got to 30 seconds to wrap it up. 30 seconds. Only 30 seconds. Hurry up.
Uh, Thank you for tuning in. Go to WBQP Vernon Watson YouTube channel and subscribe. And go to the Other Women Magazine Facebook and like it.
All right, now let's go back to our wind. We know we originally started this thing on Wednesday, like with tonight, the wind down Wednesday. So we'll see you again next Wednesday night. Is that a good day? Good deal, Lavender?
Okay. You
We'll
said
see.
it. That's out of
We'll
your
see.
mouth.
All right, y'all. We got to
Okay.
go. We completely out of time. Thank y'all. Keep it at 1 hour. Good night.
Bye bye.